What's going on, everyone? I am the Kilted Cajun. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. A little bit of news came across my internets last night. I was too tired to say anything about it, but today, this morning, I woke up and decided to run my mouth about it a little bit, and that would be Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop was one of the first animes that I watched, and I absolutely fell in love. Spike, Faye, Jet, Edward, absolutely, and of course, Einstein the dog. He's awesome. It was a fantastic show. Great characters, great writing. 26 episodes, one movie. I watched them. I would watch them anytime they were on TV. Anytime, every time, all the time. The writing was great. The voice actors were fantastic. I could not get enough of it. But then Netflix decided recently, not recently, a year ago, over a year ago, a little over a year ago, December 2021. They made they announced the live action show a couple years ago, and people were hesitant. They were excited. I was a little excited, but then the show came out. I made it through the first episode because I wanted to check it out. I was giving it hope. I had hope. It was shit. It was trash. Uh, Mustafa Shakir as Jet. He had the look. He had the sound. I think he did it. He was probably the best one. John Cho as Spike. Maybe looked a little old, but he had the look, had the attitude. The number one problem, as far as the actors and actresses went, was Daniela Panetta. She did not look like Faye Valentine. She did not act like Faye Valentine, and she was insufferable, absolutely insufferable online. I don't feel like going dig for the videos and everything, but she decided to come out when the screenshots and the costumes and everything came out. She decided to have an opinion, and much like all other Hollywood troglodytes, her opinion was to her actions were to insult the fans, the people questioning, the people criticizing it because, oh my goodness, Faye, she barely wore anything. Yeah, she had a really tiny waist and a short person, even though Faye Valentine is like, oh wait, we have a picture. Faye Valentine, I believe that's 170 meters, centimeters. I don't know what that translates to, but I believe it's about 6 feet tall, 5'9", 6 feet. So she didn't even know anything about the character. And of course, talking about how skimpy the clothes were that Faye wore. Some other screenshots of movies that she's played in where she's barely wearing anything, but oh, all of a sudden you have a problem with this in the Netflix adaptation of Cowboy Bebop. Faye Valentine, people got offended. People were very upset by her reaction because Faye was what everyone knows to be as a femme fatale. She wasn't physically able to fight the bounties. So she had the guns, she had the skills with the gun, but she would use her looks, her body, to lure the bounties into a false sense of security and then, put a gun in their face and take them away. That's how she won. That's what she did. Everyone knew that. But now all of a sudden Daniel Panetta came out to denigrate the fans who wanted to see that in live action. What ended up happening? Well, Cowboy Bebop got canceled in Netflix after one season. But we already know this because, as the article says, December 9th, 2021. What I find interesting is how so many people were talking good about it. And John Cho came out and said, oh, it was a wonderful this and wonderful that. Cowboy Bebop anime director stopped watching Netflix adaptation after one scene. It's clearly not Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, we already knew that. But when the director of the original anime comes out and says it, you think you might want to understand that reason. So in this article from GameSpot, adapting the story from one medium to another is always going to be fraught. There will always be changes to make the story work in another medium. Go tell that to Neil Druckmann, HBO Max, about with The Last of Us. See, The Last of Us proves that this statement right there is bullshit. Just follow the story. Show respect to the story. The live action Cowboy Bebop did not. respect the story. It did not respect what came before it at all. Faye was a twat. My God, I couldn't. I made it through one episode and then just no. It was one of the first reasons why I wanted to start my channel, to talk about shows, talk about things that I enjoyed that Hollywood took and butchered beyond recognition. Obviously, I never made a video on it, but I digress. While some adaptations work, others don't. Yeah, like this one and fuck Halo, that was a joke. Others don't. And Cowboy Bebop director Shinichi I don't Shinichiro Watanabe said that Netflix's adaptation of his legendary anime just doesn't work in a new interview with Forbes. It was obvious to see. Quote, for the new Netflix live adaptation, they sent me a video to review and check, Watanabe said. It started with the scene in the casino, which they ripped off of the movie. Okay? They took two scenes from the animated show. They took the scene from the movie where... No, they did both of them. See, that's the bad thing. It's been so long, I just ignored it. I've removed it from my mind. I'm not going back and watch it. I'm just going to keep reading the article. It started with the scene from the casino, which made it very tough for me to continue. I stopped there and so only saw that opening scene. You didn't miss anything. Quote, it was clearly not Cowboy Bebop. That is true. It was not. There was too many changes. And Faye Valentine was a twat. I realized at that point that if I wasn't involved, it would not be Cowboy Bebop. That is correct. See, that's the difference with oh God, it's early. I just woke up. With The Last of Us, Neil Druckmann is actually involved, or was actually involved in the show. So whatever changes that were put forth, they pretty much came from someone who had a hand in the original video game. So I believe that is something it has going for it. I felt that maybe I should have done this. No, you shouldn't. No, we don't need live actions of anything. Death Note, no. Oh, no. We don't need live actions of beloved animes. Although the value of the original anime is somehow far higher now. Yes. Yes. Not that Cowboy Bebop needed any more praise, but the live action sure as hell made the anime look even better by comparison. Watanabe? Wait a minute. Are they spelling it different in both two? Watanabe and Watanabe. What happened to editors? Like, for real. What happened to legitimate editors in articles, whether they're print articles or online articles? What the hell? Okay, Watanabe. And down here, Watanabe. How can you be so... How can you have so little fucks about your job that you can't just proofread? Okay, Watanabe. This is a Japanese name. Let's make sure we spell it correct every single time. Control F. Type in the correct spelling of the name. Next. And you find it. Jesus H. Fucking... find misspellings. Obviously, Watanabe is going to be underlined if you have any sort of proofreading application, whatever you're typing this on. So Watanabe is definitely going to be there. You think you have no perception whatsoever. You rolled a fucking critical failure on your perception when you were editing this article and proofreading it. Jesus, it is such a simple, the simplest things. Okay. Watanabe didn't elaborate on what it was about the show's opening scene, it was shit, that he found so off-putting. Our review enjoyed the tweaked characters. Well, that's because you're a shit. That's because you're a shit editorial or our website. Enjoyed the tweaked character arcs and use of the original anime score. You stole it, misused it, and gave it a bad name. But found the pacing to be rocky, with some characters too literal in their translation. What? Too literal in their translation. What's wrong with that? I keep bringing up The Last of Us. The Last of Us is very popular right now after 2 episodes because it was quite literal in its translation. So many scenes and lines are one for one. The things that they've added don't take away from the story. And the things that they've changed don't take away from the story. It doesn't take away from what came before it. Doesn't. Ugh. Too literal in their translation. What? You mean the guy's name Jet Black? Eh. Shortly after the show's release, Netflix canceled it. Yeah, see, right here. Canceled after one season. No, I think it get. Well, no, that's true. They released the entire thing all at once. So it technically was canceled after one season. Less than a month, the streamer has canceled the animated adaptation after its premiere less than a month ago. You have to be shit. You have to be really bad. Like after less than a month. Wow. I had forgotten about that. No. Ending any fan hopes at a continuation of protagonist Spike's story, or the show getting a chance to make good on the post-credits reveal of Radical Edward. Oh, I saw one little clip of Edward. I believe the story was that they were making Ed androgynous or non-binary or whatever. That tells me you have no respect for the show itself. Edward was a girl. Edward was a girl. Faye even says so herself when they meet Edward. She is shocked because Edward has to change her clothes. Faye looks and sees, oh, you're a girl? In surprise. Sure. Oh, that means Edward's... No. Edward's a girl. Edward acts like a girl. Edward actually acts like a tomboy. That may be a little word that people are afraid of nowadays because, oh, it's just... No. Edward was a tomboy. A very intelligent child prodigy tomboy. A savant in electronics especially. But Edward was a girl. And when they showed Edward, the scene I saw with... Oh, that was an abomination. And yet another reason why the show got bad ratings, bad reviews. Where was I? The show performed well at launch. Yes, because people wanted to see the dumpster fire. That's what happens. The first episode, second episode shows, and everybody wants to see it, so you got high numbers, and then it falls off a cliff because people just go, nah, I'm out. A quick drop off. Yeah, that's called falling off a cliff in the following weeks. Netflix is still at work adapting a number of beloved animated projects into live action, including the pirate anime One Piece, which is going to suck, and Nickelodeon's Avatar The Last Airbender. So, if the previous live action anime adaptations is any sort of indication of the track record, One Piece, you will be disappointed. Avatar The Last Airbender, you will be disappointed. M. Night Shyamalan tried to do Avatar. I do wonder if Netflix is going to make that one look good. It's so sad. People were shocked. Oh my goodness. No, when this happened, nothing of value was lost, and no one was surprised. The only thing people were surprised that it was done in less than a month. Did you watch Cowboy Bebop anime? Did you watch the live action? Let me know what you think in the comments. Leave a like if you so choose. Leave a dislike if you didn't like what I have to say. I thank you for taking your time to watch this long. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.